Yo, be honest with y'all, bro. I don't see how he doesn't go to jail. I like Rampage Jackson. You guys know I think Rampage is awesome. But after looking at that footage, bro, like, they need to get a lawyer. Like, me just being dead ass. Like, he needs to get a good lawyer right now and be prepared. They're 100% going to come in and arrest him for that. I don't know what they're going to charge him with, but slamming him with the way that he did and punching him that many times, he needs to find a lawyer. I don't even know why they're still on camera talking about it, to be honest with y'all. He should stay off camera. They shouldn't talk about this shit ever again and secure a lawyer or just sit tight. Because the police are absolutely coming. There's no way they're not going to make an arrest after that, bro. There's no way. There's probably an insane amount of pressure on the local cops to do something. And that obviously wasn't in the scripted, wrestling event. So we'll see what happens. But yeah, I just don't see a scenario where he doesn't get arrested, bro. I just don't see it. Because the police department is going to be under an insane amount of pressure to do something because it's so viral now. It's so viral, they have to do something. I hope the guy's all right. I hope he's not like seriously injured. That's because that could really create some issues too. If he's like seriously injured. So we'll see what happens. You know, you guys know I like Rampage. I don't know his son, but praying for the best for everybody involved.
Rampage Jackson just clapped back after his son was accused of crossing the line in a pro wrestling match. Now the fighting world is in chaos, with rumors of possible prison time spreading like wildfire.
MMA legend Rampage Jackson has a son called Rampage Jackson, and what I'm about to show you, in my opinion, is blatantly attempted murder. And I believe that Rampage Jackson should go to jail for a very long time. I'm not talking about months. I'm not talking about a couple of years. I'm talking 30 to 40 years at least for what I consider to be blatant attempted murder from Rampage Jackson. I think that Rampage Jackson, and what I'm going to show you in today's video, is going to show you everything, okay? I have every moment, every bit of context, every single thing that happened in order, okay? Even some other moments here that I'm going to show you that a lot of people haven't even seen yet about this whole situation because everyone's only reacting to this. End of discussion. You are a dumb animal that does not belong in society. You have forfeited that right because you have proven yourself as an unevolved human. Go sit in a cage for 30 to 40 years where you fucking belong, you dumb animal. End of discussion. That is attempted murder. I am going to give you context for this whole situation, but Rampage Jackson, the son of Rampage Jackson, is a dumb, unevolved animal with no understanding of thought process of anything, and he belongs in a fucking cage for the rest of I don't know how long, the next few decades at least. In my opinion, this is attempted murder, okay? We're gonna go through the context of this, which we don't even need to go through, regardless what happened, unless this guy over his shoulder just did that to him. There is no excuse for this behavior. Unless this guy over his shoulder just did exactly that to someone Rampage Jackson knows or loves, or someone who is Rampage Jackson, unless this guy did it to Rampage Jackson before Raja did this back to him, there is zero excuse. Zero excuse.
What started as a playful wrestling spot quickly spiraled into chaos. Rampage Jackson's son, Raja, was streaming live from a wrestling event when another performer smashed a prop and over his head as part of the act. At first, it looked like standard entertainment, until things took a shocking turn. Later that night, when Raja entered the ring, he was only expected to play along in a light-hearted routine. Instead, he snapped. Raja lifted his opponent and delivered a brutal body slam that left the wrestler unconscious on the mat. The situation escalated when Raja mounted him and unleashed a flurry of punches directly to the jaw of an already motionless man. Clips of the incident had gone viral, leaving fans stunned and furious. Across the MMA world, outrage is pouring in. Commentators like the MMA guru have even argued that Raja's actions looked less like a scripted moment and more like an attempt to deliberately inflict serious damage.
It may have hurt as much as a little bouncy ball bouncing off the side of his head. There is no impact on that. He smashed a fake can of drink full of vapor and air on Raja's head. It's a wrestling gimmick. It's like getting hit with a fake glass bottle. So this guy is a wrestler that thinks Raja is in on the bit. Just like how Randy Orton, if he knew I Show Speed was coming to a WWE event or wherever he's wrestling at now, I don't know how it works, would maybe start a little interaction with Speed and hit him with a fake glass bottle. That's what this guy thinks he's doing. And you know what? I Show Speed would fucking roll with it because he's not a dumb animal that belongs in a cage. Okay? I Show Speed would fucking roll with it and he wouldn't attempt to murder him later in that stream. Then listen to what happens. After he says he's not a worker, bro, calm down.
What the fuck was that?
What the fuck was that?
What the fuck was that?
You're good. I think the guy's regretting, like, oh shit, this guy didn't know this was going down. Starts grabbing him a bit.
You gonna sell it?
You gonna sell it? That's what he said. Are you gonna sell it? Are we gonna make this happen? Are we gonna make a bit out of this? You gonna sell it? Selling in WWE or in professional wrestling is when someone gets hit by a fake move. It's all fake.
Don't come out on your mat, Zeus. I know you keep thinking we're working. We're always working.
I know you keep thinking we're working, but we're always working.
I get it.
I get it, Raja says again, after they've apologized and calmed down.
Observers were quick to point out that Raja never stopped, even when it was obvious his opponent was out cold. The strikes kept coming, long past the point where any referee or fan could justify them as part of show. For many, this wasn't just a slip-up. This was violence pushed far beyond the limits of performance. Fans flooded social media, calling the act reckless, unnecessary, and even criminal. Some are demanding Raja face suspension, while others have gone as far as to say prison time should be on the table. The debate now centers on whether this was a heat-of-the-moment reaction or a dangerous glimpse of someone who let real aggression seep into a world built on stage entertainment.
Rampage Jackson has responded to this, and this is where my anger comes from. Now, Rampage, of course, is going to very legally be delicate here. This is Rampage Jackson's response. I want to clear up the misinformation about my son Raja. There's none, it's on video, we all saw it. I've been confirmed that the wrestler, Stuart Smith, aka Psycho Stu, is awake and stable. Raja was unexpectedly hit in the side of the head by him moments before Smith's match. Raja was told that he could get his payback in the ring. This is not what they fucking meant, Rampage, and you obviously know that. But he doesn't want his son doing 40 years in jail. I thought it was a part of the show. Maybe shutting the fuck up right now would be a better option than this dumb shit. It was a bad judgment and a work that went wrong. I don't condone my son's actions at all. He suffered a concussion from sparring only days ago. He got mildly wobbled, not even dropped, by a half-power spinning kick. Should not have been throwing spinning kicks in sparring. He was mildly wobbled. No excuse for this at all.
Rampage's words may have been heartfelt, but they did little to cool the firestorm. Instead, they added fuel to an already explosive debate. To critics, his defense sounded less like an explanation and more like an excuse. Analysts pointed out that if Raja truly was in the right state of mind after concussion, he should never have been allowed in the ring to begin with. Others argued that provocation or not, every fighter knows the difference between entertainment and real violence. And Raja crossed that line in devastating fashion. AS footage of the incident continues to circulate. Pressure is mounting on wrestling officials and athletic commissions to step in. Some are calling for Raja's permanent ban from combat sports. Others believe criminal charges are inevitable. What was supposed to be a small independent wrestling event has now spiraled into one of the most heated controversies of the year. And the Jackson family is right at the center of it.
Raja attempts to take a defense in a court from a legal proceeding. The police have not arrested him. But we already know what happened and we've got it on video. And it's gross. And it is an assault. And it is outside of what was agreed upon in pro wrestling. And so many people have made this mistake in sport before, thinking, well, it's up to the referee. You know, whatever the referee says, but this was all part of sport. Like there is a piece of human psychology that works like that, but you have a police department that is in possession of this information and has not done an arrest. Why? Well, if Stu comes out and says this was all part of the spot, if he just says those words, no matter how much you're reworking reality and history, if he says those words, the police then look like fools. If Stu doesn't say those words and say, hey, this was not scripted, as a matter of fact, he's even given a confession. He's saying that he's doing this for retribution for something else that I did. You have a legal right to defend yourself. That's true. But there's a sustainable difference between defense and vengeance. And one of them is instantaneous and one of them is premeditated. So the police are in possession of a video which is highly against the law unless Stu comes out as a performer and says this was agreed upon. And you have no idea how far Stu would take that. Stu is clearly unconscious. In real life, he's unconscious. But is he going to come out and say that?
This shocking turn of events has left the combat sports world divided. Some see Raj as a reckless aggressor who crossed a line that should never be crossed, while others believe he's simply a young fighter who let his emotions boil over in the wrong moment. But the reality is clear. This is bigger than wrestling, bigger than family legacy. Raj's future now hangs in the balance, and every move from here on out will decide whether he's remembered as a cautionary tale or given a second chance. So what do you think? Did Rampage Jackson ruin his career before it even began? Or should he be forgiven as someone who lost control in the heat of the moment